but it's going to just be a windy day today. Wildcats are going to face off against the Oklahoma Sirens here today. I'm sure you could see the wind at this point. Nice thing about being in the Chickasha tournament was that it rained, so as a result, the wind didn't blow around too much. But today we're going to have that, folks. We're going to have some wind. But this is the best field to be on in the wind, just like I said, because it's kind of at our back, but it's going to hit the players if they go off like in the field right now. They're eating it. It's good for your teeth, right? Just do a little cleansing, gritty teeth brushing today. That's what we're going to call it. This is pool play today here in Edmond. Wildcats are going to play this game, and then we'll turn around and play another game right after it, and that will determine where we're going to play in the tournament. All league play games, or excuse me, tournament bracket games are tomorrow. So these just pool play games today. Partly cloudy, high of 80 expected here today at Mitch Park, but as we mentioned, winds gusting over 40. Tonight it's going to be around 50. Tomorrow I thought we were going to get rid of the wind, but it appears that we are not. Supposed to have a little more sunshine tomorrow and a little bit warmer. But we still get the wind, gusting 15 to 25 tomorrow. And then if you're watching the eclipse on Monday, I don't know if we'll get to see it in Oklahoma or not, honestly. We're calling for partly cloudy skies, and they've said, the meteorologists have said they're just not sure what's going to end up happening. I know a lot of folks have planned a lot of events around the eclipse. So we'll just have to see. I do not have my eclipse glasses, so I probably will not get to participate because everybody said it's hard to get eclipse glasses right now. So we'll see what happens. Wildcats are coming in with Kyler, Hadley, Elena, and KJ starting off the batting lineup for us. They will be the visiting team, it looks like, this team, as Wildcats will be batting first. You flip a coin, that's how these are determined. And then tomorrow in the bracket play, the higher seed will get the home team advantage. I don't know that I've ever been at Mitch Park when the wind is not blowing like this. It's almost like a given every single time. But it's not too chilly. It's warmer. Right now it shows it's 68. And as I mentioned, it should get up into the high 70s, lower 80s today in theory, so we'll see what happens. So here we go. Kyler Taylor going to start things off for the Wildcats. Pitch on the way. That one's called a strike. Taylor batting for the Wildcats. First up, that one's going to be inside for a ball. Batting lineup, Kyler, Hadley, Elena, KJ, all on deck. Ball inside for ball two. Priscilla Jackson, the pitcher, the Siren. That one's outside for ball three. So 3-1 the count to Kyler Taylor. Game one of pool play for the Wildcats today at Edmonds Beach Park. It's called outside for ball four, and Tyler will take a walk. Here comes Hadley French, number 7 for the Wildcats. Wildcats in their new red uniforms today, sharp. On the way from Priscilla. It's called outside for a ball. Kyler safely travels to 2. Did not hear how long these games are playing. I'm assuming it's 60, 55 minutes. Okay. Kyler on third now after a pass ball from the catcher. So 55 25 minutes full play. Here comes Hadley French. Ball outside. Got past the catcher, and Kyler Taylor puts one on the board for the Wildcats. Emma Bell, the catcher for the Oklahoma Sirens, while Priscilla Jackson is the pitcher. Hadley French batting for the Wildcats. Nobody on as Kyler Taylor got across the plate for run number 1, so 1-0. Ball outside, and Hadley will take a walk. That brings up Elena Driscoll.
Number 3, Elena Driscoll.
Here comes Elena. Hadley on 1. Pitch outside for a strike. Hadley round. Pass for the out. We're going to go ahead and go to thirds. Kind of just leisurely picking up the ball there. Elena Driscoll in the batter's box for the Wildcats with Hadley on third. Ball call there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Elena Driscoll. And that'll be strike 3. Elena Driscoll goes down watching. Jackson, the pitcher. Pitch on the way to KJ is called outside for a ball. Too high. Outside. Here comes Hadley French across the plate for run number 2 for the Wildcats. Steps back into the batter's box for the Wildcats. No one on. They've all scored so far. No outs. Head of the plate. That one's called a ball. 2-0 the score so far. No outs. Wildcats on top.
There we go, KJ.
KJ is allowed to walk here. Ball on the way. Swing and a miss for Mormon. So that one looks good. Coming third is KJ. Devin Paul for the Wildcats. Runners on second and third. KJ there at third with Payson on 2. Outside for a ball. So 4 of the 5 Wildcats have walked so far here today. It's Priscilla Jackson pitching for the Sirens. And it's harder to pitch in the wind, especially with this much sand and all that good stuff blowing around. Slung back over center field. Pick it up. One cat will score across the plate. There comes KJ. And there's Payson for 2 more. So that'll be 4 Wildcat runs. Here comes Peyton Johnson looking to get a hit for the Wildcats. That one's called strike 1 to PJ. Catcher for the Wildcats. Second pitch is in the dirt for a ball. Devin will easily round 3. So PJ steps back in. Pitch on the way, low, swing and a miss. Pitch on the way, outside for a ball. Somehow the wind has picked up, which I didn't really think was possible. Here's Peyton Johnson. She'll sling that one back to the pitcher, gets past her, goes up center field. Devin will score run number 5 for the Wildcats. Still no outs.
Go cross.
That brings up number 99, Crossley Marple.
Let it travel till you keep your eyes out.
Inside for a ball. So a couple of hits, several walks here in this inning. That one's inside and hit her in the shoulder. So she'll sling the bat back and take a walk to 1. I don't think so. As long as they hit her in the right arm, we're okay. They can't hit Crossley in the left one. That's when it gets iffy. Here comes Sadie Lanier. That one's down the middle for a strike. Crossley will head over to second. And PJ's on third. So Sadie Lanier looking to knock around the runners. That's a ball. Runners are going to hold up there. Wildcats have put 5 on the board during this particular inning. Sadie Lanier at bat. Pitch on the way. Call for strike 2. Runners on second and third for the Wildcats. Just need 1 across the plate to switch sides. Sadie will swing at that one and miss for out number 1. Actually, out number 2. So 2 outs, 5-0 the score for the Wildcats. Corey Burson in the batter's box for the Wildcats. Pitch far outside for a ball. Here comes the wind across the plates in the field. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss from Burson. Runners on second and third. That one also hit Corey. So with the bases loaded, here comes Stella Mulwick. So Stella looking for a home run here, knock all of the batters in. Although we'll only count one, because even if she knocks them all in, they only count 6 each time. So Stella looking to be a hitter here. Swing and a miss at that first pitch. Priscilla Jackson pitching for the Oklahoma Sirens. Wildcats on top 5-0 with 2 outs. Low for a ball. Runners will advance, and that will be run number 6 across the plate. So we will switch it up. So the Wildcats do a fantastic job. First inning there, putting 6 up. And now we'll switch it over and let the Oklahoma Sirens have their chance to bat. In the circle pitching for the Wildcats today will be number 9, Stella Malwick. Games being played on most of the other fields here today at Mitch. Also believe they're playing baseball on the baseball fields across the way. And I mean, it's one of those things in Oklahoma, you really just have to play in the wind because it's kind of all we have here. So So Stella warming up. Looks like KJ's going to be playing third here today. Crossley's going to be playing first base. Hadley's at 2. Kyler's at, or Corey, I think, is at shortstop this game. Now the wind's really serious. They did say we could have gusts over 50, so we're just kind of gusting away here at Mitch Park. Should be a warm day, though. It's a little cooler in the shade, but temperatures aren't too terrible. It's about 70 right now. Wildcats will play once again right after this game. We're going to stay on this field. We'll stay on our same dugout. That'll be our second pool play game of the day. These games 55 minutes long. Payson Moorman is going to start things off in the catching role for the Wildcats today. So just doing a few warm-ups here. Watching the wind till we get ready. You can see it kind of encompassing our players at this point. Scarlett, Brooklyn, Emma, and Maddie will start off the lineup for the Oklahoma Sirens. Stella in the circle, pitch on the way. Strike one. Stella's second pitch. So Stella way ahead in the count. 2 strikes on Scarlett Bowling. That one's still swung on and missed and will arrive on first on a drop strike 3 there as it got past Payson Moorman.
Number 6,
That'll bring up Brooklyn Hyler Jackson. Pitch on the way, inside for a ball. Gets past Payson, so Scarlett will travel to 2. Pitch on the way from Malwick. It's called a strike. So 1-1 the count to Brooklyn Hyler-Jackson. Pitch on the way, swung over to the second baseman, picks it up, gets the out easily at 1. So there's out number 1. Here comes Emma Bell. I believe Emma Bell's the catcher for the Sirens. 1 out. Runner on third, swing and a miss. There to Bell. Nice pitch from Stella. Stella got to wipe the sand out of her eyes there for a minute, and it's a lot. It's a lot of sand in your eyes. Yeah, kind of needed a mister. Should have maybe dusted this down a little bit before we all got here. Pitch is outside for a ball. They'll bring 1 across the plate. Emma Bell, the batter. Stella Malwick, the pitcher. Pitch on the way. That one's a swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to to Emma Bell. That should be strike 3, and it is. Nice job from Stella. That'll bring up Maddie Kovalt, batting for the Sirens. Pitch slung back over between the short and third baseman. Left field will come pick it up, throw it back in. Get it back to our pitcher. Here comes the pitcher, Priscilla Jackson, up to bat for the Oklahoma Sirens. Stella Malwick pitching for the Wildcats. Pitch outside for a ball. Going to think about stealing 2. Payson runs her back, keeps her there safely on 1. Inside for ball 2. This time we'll throw on to 2. Gets past us on second, but thankfully we have good backup in the outfield. Six to 1 the score, 2 outs, Wildcats on top. She'll sling that one down the third base line. KJ gets it, fires it over to 1 for out number 3. So a nice play from KJ and Crossley Marple, third and first there to get the third out. Payson's going to get some encouragement from her dad. That's what we're going to call it, is encouragement. So as we go back, Stella will start things off for us once again. As mentioned, we got 6 runs there, so we'll start with where our lineup left off. So it'll be Stella, followed by Kyler, Hadley, and Elena, all on deck for the Wildcats as we go back to play. A lot of softball being played across the state today. Not only here, but in college. It's that time of year. So 6-1 the score so far in this first pool play game against the Wildcats versus the Oklahoma Sirens. So I believe we're about ready to go back to play here. I haven't seen what the concession stand at Mitch Park has to offer us yet. Sandy sandwiches is what my guess is. Games are 55 minutes long today in pool play. This will start off the top of the second inning. As I mentioned, it's not terrible for us that we're sitting here watching them play, but if you're out in this field, all you're doing is eating dirt. But in fairness, I think it's that way on every field at this point, because I walked over earlier to the concession stand and it was just as bad on every other field. So when the wind's blowing this hard, I don't think anybody can really escape it. Stella Malwick batting for the Wildcats. She'll swing and miss that one. 6-1 the score. Inside for a ball. Pitch on the way to Stella. That one's called low for a ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Malwick. Pitch on the way. Swings at that one, foul tips back to us. So 2-2 the count to Stella Malwick. Outside for a ball. Full count now. Pitch on the way. Too high for ball 4, and Stella takes a walk. That'll bring us back to the top of the lineup as Kyler Taylor will use her slapping abilities here today. She's going to bat on the left side. See if she can slap one in for the Wildcats. That one's called a strike. Stella safely arrives on 2. Kyler Taylor will step out just a minute. Step back in. We're all just laughing because this win is the dumbest thing ever. Like, so dumb. You can't, it's awful. She'll swing and miss that one. Strike 2. Malwick will safely arrive on 3. Kyler says, well, I'm going back to the right side. See what we can pick up on this side. Inside for a ball. So Kyler Taylor looking to make something happen here today for the Wildcats. They lead 6-1. Outside for a ball. Pitch on the way. Inside for a ball. Gets past the catcher, and Stella Malwick will get across the plate. So 7-1 the score now. Full count to Kyler Taylor. comes Kyler outside, and Kyler takes her second walk of the day. So at last at bat, Kyler, Hadley, KJ, and Payson all walked. So Hadley walked her last time at bat. We're going to get a timeout for some sunglasses, which also warranted. Helps kind of keep the sand out of your eyes at least a little bit. So the Sirens are going to get some sunglasses in center field there. And Hadley French will step in and bat for the Wildcats. Waiting on time to get the sunglasses on, and now we are ready. First pitch on the way to Hadley is a miss. Kyler Taylor, stand-up steal on second. Here's Hadley French. That one's too low for ball 2. Here comes Kyler to 3. She's safe. Almost hit her in the foot there. Ball gets past the pitcher, but we're going to hold up on 3. Wildcats lead 7-1. Top of the second. Hadley French. That one's called a strike. Swing and a miss to French. So 2-2 the count to Hadley French. Seven to 1 the score, no outs for the Wildcats. Ball outside for a ball 3. It's now a full count here. And they psyched her out. Kyler got across the plate. Kyler acting like she was going to run. Made her throw it. Got past the pitcher, so now that second run will come across for the Wildcats. So it brings it a total of 8 so far. 2 in this inning. Hadley outside for a ball, and Hadley takes her second walk of the day. Here comes Elena Driscoll to bat for the Wildcats. Struck out her first at bat, looking to be a hitter here. Swing and a miss on that one. French safely arriving on 2 on a stolen base. Elena Driscoll batting for the Wildcats. Hadley French in scoring position on second, covering her face, which I don't blame her. That one's outside for a ball. Hadley will go halfway, make him throw it back to the pitcher. Pitch on the way, outside for a ball. This time, French will easily steal 3. Two balls, 1 strike, the count to Elena Driscoll. That one's low and in the dirt. Gets past the catcher once again. And here comes Hadley French across the plate for run number 3 for the Wildcats. That'll make it 9-1. Pool play. First game for the Wildcats here at Mitch Park. Sirens are going to take a minute to talk about it. I believe switch out their pitchers here. So shortstop and the pitcher are going to switch it up. Just basically switch positions there. Priscilla Jackson was pitching. I think this is Maddie Cobalt that's going to come in and pitch now. I think we got started on time, didn't we? So these games, once again, 55 minutes long here for pool play. This first game was at 10. Wildcats will play immediately after this game. Same field, same dugout. Nobody has to move. We'll play these 2 pool play games. That will determine our ranking for tomorrow. And then we'll play all tournament games tomorrow. All right. Umpire says last warm-up pitch here before we get back to play.
There you go, Lena.
Lena Driscoll will step back in and get ready for the Wildcats. 9-1 the score, no outs. That one's called a strike. So full count to Elena Driscoll here. She'll swing and miss that one, but they drop the ball, so she'll take off to 1. And they drop it at first, too. So Elena arrives safely on drop strike 3. She'll make it all the way to 2. So got past the first baseman, allowed her to kind of run around. That'll bring up Kinsey Johnson. Here comes KJ. Pitch behind her. Driscoll will easily steal 3. Wildcats have 3 so far in this inning.
KJ.
Driscoll on third. Pitch too high. Ball 2. Pitch on the way. Outside for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes to Kinsey Johnson. That one's called a strike. Just so you guys do know, Stillman is here, but if we open our mouths to talk, we eat dirt. So that's why you're not hearing him scream in the background. KJ will take a walk, her second of the day. Here comes Payson Mormon. KJ will just go ahead and travel on to 2 because nobody was really paying attention there, so we'll take that. Now runners in second and third for the Wildcats. 9-1 the score, no outs with Payson Mormon up to bat. That one's too high for a ball. Swing and a miss to Mormon. KJ back on second. Driscoll's on third. In scoring position for the Wildcats. That one's called a strike for strike 2 to Mormon. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Payson Mormon. Payson walked her last at bat. Wow, was a little too high there for a ball. I thought that was going to, the wind almost looked like it caught that. I thought it was going to hit her in the head. At this point, we could literally blame anything on the wind because it's really that terrible. Payson Mormon gets past the catcher. That'll bring Driscoll across the plate for run number 4. 10-1 the score. Wildcats over the Oklahoma Sirens. So Payson, that one's called outside for ball 4, and Payson takes another walk. Here comes Devin D-Money Puff for the Wildcats. Devin with a good hit at her last at bat. Got past the pitcher, rolled through the middle for a base hit. Outside for a ball. Wildcats have runners on second and third. KJ's on third, Payson on second, and Devin Poff batting. That one's too low for ball 2. Wildcats just need 2 more in this particular inning to get to 6. And they're in scoring position right now if Devin can knock them around. That one's way too high for ball 3. Maddie Cobalt, the pitcher today for the Oklahoma Sirens. She took Priscilla Jackson's place earlier, who started off the game for the Sirens. That one's in the dirt for ball 4. And Devin will take a walk. So now with the bases loaded, here comes PJ Peyton Johnson.
Go on, PJ.
PJ looking for a homer here today. That one's called strike 1. Bases loaded, full of cats. Bases loaded, full of cats. Too high on that one for a ball. 10-1, no outs.
Go on, PJ.
PJ Johnson, swing and a miss. PJ will step back in. Too low for a ball. We'll score 1 for sure across the plate. So KJ gets across for the Wildcats. That'll make it 11-1. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 3.
Go cross.
Here comes Crossley Marple.
Just like that. Keep your eye on the ball, please.
Crossley got hit by a pitch her last at bat. That one looked pretty good to me. Strike 1. Devin on second, Payson on third, Marple at the bat. She'll swing and foul tip that one back.
Keep your head down.
Ball called inside. That one's too high for a ball. She'll pop that one up. It'll roll foul. So Marple looking to be a hitter here. Runners on second and third. Score is 11-1. Called for a ball. Full count now here to Marple. Outside for ball 4, and Marple takes a walk. That'll bring up number 1, Sadie Lanier for the Wildcats. They're on top 11-1. Bases loaded, no outs. Just need 1 more to get across the bag to make it 6 runs in this particular inning. That one's way too high for a ball. Runners will stay this time. Maddie Cobalt pitching now for the Sirens. Priscilla Jackson started things off for the Sirens. This is just the bottom of the second. Outside, ball 2. He will sling one right through the middle of the third and the shortstop for a nice base hit. So nice base hit from Sadie Lanier. And that'll be 6. We got one across the plate, so 12-1 the score now. So we'll switch it up once again. Again, the weather is actually not bad. Like, the temperature's not bad. It's just the wind that's crazy for today. And I don't really think throughout the rest of the day it's supposed to change much. And it doesn't really look like it's supposed to change much for tomorrow either. But as I mentioned before, if you are from Oklahoma, you know this is kind of a given. Especially this time of the year when we get into springtime, we get into severe weather season. And it's just always windy here. We tried to blame it on Stillman and Jess for bringing it from Louisiana, but we can't. We can't. We just really can't. So Stella Malwick will warm up with a few pitches here. 12-1 is the score. Games are 55 minutes long. We started on time. Looks like we got about 10 minutes left in this game. But once again, Wildcats will play immediately after. Same field. We won't even turn off the broadcast. We'll just kind of keep rolling through. I may turn my microphone off for a minute, but we'll just leave the broadcast up. Or I guess we probably take it down and then put it back up so that you'd have each game separately. Yeah, so we'll take a little break just because they usually don't start right after. So we won't bore you with my incessant talking during that. Wildcats changed up their lineup just a little bit. As Payson's catching today. Cross is over playing first. Corey's playing shortstop. Sadie's in the outfield today. So a lot of fun things going on for the Wildcats. Just kind of rotating in. Seeing where each player finds their favorite spot. So we'll throw all the balls in here and go back to play. Wildcats on top 12-1 over the Oklahoma Sirens here at Mitch Park.
Now batting, number 14.
Riley Cobalt will lead things off for the Sirens. Ramsey Baker, Summer Jackson, and Mackenzie Howard will all be on deck to bat next. Wildcats looking for 3 up, 3 down here. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss to Cobalt for strike 1. Second pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Riley Cobalt, the batter for the Sirens. Stella Malwick. Outside for strike 3.
Number 25, Ramsey.
Here comes Ramsey Baker for the Sirens. Inside for a ball. Twelve to 1 the score. Wildcats on top. Outside for a ball. Ramsey Baker, swing and a miss. One out so far here. The bottom of the second. Hit over to third base. KJ picks it up, slings it over to one, makes the catch for out number 2. So KJ looking good at third base today. Crossley with a good catch on first. Out number 2 for the Wildcats as they lead 12-1. That'll bring up Summer Jackson for the Sirens. Swing and a miss to Jackson. Malwick back in the circle. Pitch on the way, outside for a ball. Summer Jackson, the batter. Wildcats on top 12-1. That one's inside for a ball. So 2-1 the count to Summer Jackson. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Just 2 strikes there. 2-2 the count to Summer Jackson. Swing and a miss for out number 3. So 3 outs. And that will be ball game for the Wildcats. So once again, they win 12-1. We're going to take a pause here and we'll come back. Wildcats will play immediately following this game after a little bit of warm-up. So Wildcats win it 12-1, game number 1 in pool.